of all, in case you're wondering, I've seen this before, haven't I? My original video got taken down, and more than likely it's because one of the songs I'd used in it. Which means more than likely I won't be using songs in my videos much anymore. But in case you haven't watched this, or as you see, have a better view now because I have a better tripod, this is my sketchbook that I have from 2009. I don't remember what month or anything like that, but all the pieces in here are dated back in 2009. So in 2009, I either would be finishing 8th grade or starting 9th grade. And at that time, I was about the full term of a weeaboo, which now I use as a term of endearment now. But if you're thinking about it as what people tend to actually use it for, that's basically what it was. I was quite annoying to even myself nowadays. Anyways, but that being said, a lot of the pieces in here I used references, either bases, or I would completely redraw a manga page or a scene from anime, stuff like that. And then there's also C's in here. It's just a whole big differentness things. So, above all though, I hope that you will enjoy this. In case you're wondering, I had to check, make sure my cord wasn't showing, because I have my phone charging while I'm recording. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, this one, so back then I was really into the emo stuff, so a lot of my characters showed seeing emo kids. I actually had a shirt that was kind of like that, except for mine wasn't ripped. But I mean, I attempted a table, a background, a necklace thing. I really like how these roses turned out, and I really can't do that even today. I mean, maybe if I actually looked at this and tried, but either I can't remember if I actually drew this from memory or if I was looking at one of my books, many books I had. Now, this one is a reference used. It was some sort of base, and I drew about a crush at the time. More of the emo-ness. I redrew a picture, but added in like the roses and the blood. Also, this is when I started making yuri, yaoi, and straight couples and bi couples and etc. And I used to draw them a lot, as you can see here, which I don't know why I ever drew chibis like this, because I really don't like it. Which the picture before was a redraw, I think, of Sakura and Hinata, maybe, but this was just from my head, and oh, I really don't like it. Now this one, comparatively speaking to the rest of my drawings that I did strictly from my head during this time, this is one of my best, and I actually redrew this in 2014, which I'll put a link in the description, and I'd probably like to redraw it again just to see how much further I've gotten. I don't know if I'm going to switch it to digital or if I want to keep it traditional. If I do though, I'll probably switch from color pencil to my new markers I'm getting in that are oil based. It just really depends on what I feel like whenever I finally redraw it. Here we go back to crying scene emo kid with some dead roses now. Another reference image used here, again about the guy I liked. Now this one, I used a Sasusaku reference, but then instead of Sakura, I drew in one of my friend's OCs that I've kind of adopted. But I would do that a lot. I would take couple images, either like our Hinata, Sasusaku, and redraw it with my OC put in instead. I try not to do that anymore because that's really bad in my opinion. But I mean, to get you started, I don't think it's too bad. Just if you do use an image reference like that, just if you post it, link a reference image, or at least say you didn't come up with the pose by yourself or something. Only like if you directly used image, in my opinion. Is if someone just drew a pose, I don't think they own the pose per se, but if you strictly like took an image from someone and just changed a little bit on it, like how I did here, then yeah, I really think you should reference your image. See, in here again, it's either Hinata Naruto or Hinata Gaara, I don't remember, but I put shadow in the place instead. Another one like that, and you can see Shadow used to have Ino type bangs. She doesn't anymore, but she did for the longest time, mainly because it was so hard for me to draw the second eye. And if you hear baby crying, I apologize, that's my cousin's baby. Okay, this one I used a Vocaloid reference. I can tell because of the scarf. It was Mako, the red one with the brown hair, and then that blue guy. I want to say Kaito, but I don't think that's right. And then this one was probably Kaito again, and then it was Miku with it was originally a little doll of Kaito. So I'm gonna call him for right now, but I put Sasuke and Bella instead. And these two, again, seen, really obsessed with it back then, are two OCs for Death Note that a friend of mine made. Renee and Rini. It was Renee Arlette and Rini Vo, which I did redraw this, but I honestly think this kind of turned out better. You'll see it in another sketchbook walkthrough, and you can be the one to decide, but I don't think my redraw was that impressive. Now this one, I'd like to redraw sometime, but it's clearly a Sasuke Sakura, and clearly way before the last Naruto even ended. So, just a sad image that what if Sasuke tried to get Sakura back, but she's just like, no, I can't do it anymore, which didn't happen. But I mean, it was just a thought and something that came to my head, and I didn't use a reference image. So that being said, I really am proud of myself with those side views. But I have the clawy hands, which she only has 3 fingers, because that's supposed to be her thumb. But you know, yeah, practice makes perfect, right? Alright, and then here's Rini again, and she was paired with Nier. I originally wanted her with L, but my friend paired her with L, so I just went with Nier. And which, to be completely honest, I never fully finished Death Note, but I am 90% sure that's not how Nier would react. But given for the image, I just wanted to make something really cute. And then here's another one of Rini. I did use a reference image, and I have no idea what it's at now, clearly. But I would like to redraw this, though, and maybe keep Rini around just as a character to draw, because I still like her raccoon tails and all. But, and honestly, with Suicide Squad, I would not be surprised if that's coming back around. And then this one, if you don't know this reference, I am honestly surprised. But it's normally a little character in a green dinosaur outfit. But I drew Rini as it because I found it adorable, and of course I had to do it. And again here, like I said, Rini was originally paired with L, so I kind of draw those moments of Rini and L, but it doesn't really stick clearly because she ends up with Nier, and don't really have much development on her as I do, say, Shadow. And there I have that ugly chibi style again. I'm really glad I grew out of it. And then this one, I took that dinosaur image as like a reference, but then just drew her outside of it in her little schoolgirl outfit. This one, I attempted to draw babies because in either an AU or an RP or whatever, Sasuke and Bella knew each other as children. So I just drew that, and it's not good in my opinion, but I mean, I think I was happy with it back then. I can't remember. Alright, Juliet Yvette, which I might bring her back as just a character I draw from time to time because I really like her design. But she was part of a series that I was going to attempt to make called Vampire Diaries, but with a Y instead of an IE. I don't know if I intentionally misspelled it or not, but whatever. But honestly, that manga never really got past the character design phase, so I have a lot of sketches of the characters, but never any even attempt at manga pages. But I'll show you guys Vampire Diaries one of these days, along with other manga attempts I've had. This is a drawing of my friend when she had really crazy hair, and that was something she said. And then me, I decided to draw what happened when I blew dried my hair. I would draw literally anything back in 2009. This one was actually a collab before I knew what a collab was, whereas my friend drew the face and definitely that eye and probably the sweeping bangs, but I drew everything else and colored it. And I like her, she's pretty, I really like how the eyes turned out, but since I don't draw like that, which I probably could copy it, but she's just a character in a sketchbook. Now this one I would really like to redraw, but I became obsessed with Vocaloids at the time. Is when I was introduced to him with the song Alice, Human Sacrifice. And so I put Shadow in the place of Mako, the red one, and drew one of the images from one of the videos I saw, but replaced it with Shadow. And I would just love to redraw this just because I still love Vocaloids, as even though I don't listen to them as much anymore, and I still have Shadow, so I'd just like to see how it would turn out with me redrawing it with my skills now. Okay, this one is an OC that did not stick around long, and she was meant to be an elfin lead OC, but honestly, I basically took Lucy. If you've seen it, you know who she is. But I took Lucy and then switched her color palette. From the pinks, I gave her aqua green hair, and even to much to the point that she only said one word, just like Lucy did in the series. So honestly, this is probably one of my worst OCs, I would say, just because all I did was a color palette switch. Not even like the personality was different. But I mean, I probably would redraw her just to see my skills again, but I don't think I'd ever really post it anywhere like DeviantArt or anything. Maybe my Instagram or Twitter, but not put it as a real work of art. And then this was just me and a friend from that time. And I had pink in my hair at the time, that's why I had pink in that hair dry picture. And then here, this one I used a reference, don't know which one it was. It was a realistic image, that's all I kind of remember. I think it might have been black and white, but just a little AU, Bella at Sasuke's grave. Now this one, I'm like so proud of it. I don't want to redraw it, but I drew a manga image and colored it in crown, it seems, which it was like more of a horizontal cross image, but I put it vertical because I really don't know why I did. Maybe it was just easier for me, but I'm really proud of Yuki's face here. And this is Vampire Night, in case you didn't know. I'm not too proud of Zero, or I'm okay with Zero here, but Yuki's face is why I don't want to redraw those, because I don't think I could get that perfect again. Kawaiiwolves Karen. I was reading this at the time because there's actually a lot of manga in my library, and so I drew her. And then a little comic about me getting really hyper when I have a lot of sugar and caffeine. Again, annoying weeaboo. Sorry. This was a little comic, which I really like her. She's a little cute, chibi, of OCs. I don't remember who they're paired with. Maybe it was another Gara. She might have been paired with Gara, and she might have been paired with Sasuke, I want to say. But I can't say for sure. But yeah, another one with a friend of mine, and this was the ending of it, which she's really cute. I might bring her back. We'll see. She might lose the black tips though. Another Kawaiiwolves Karen redraw. Okay. Here, I was gonna make this manga called Urahara Academy, which I'll show you guys one day. But my main characters, I kind of just ripped off from mangas I was reading. The design was very similar to the two original characters in the mangas, and not so much the personality to an extent. Well, maybe on the twins, but Neko at least was a bit different from Yuki. But she was pretty much a rip-off of Yuki from Vampire Knight, except for brown eyes. She had purple eyes and cat ears and tail. And then Kyo was a rip-off of Zero from Vampire Knight, even down to the piercings and blue eyes. Wait, no. He has purple eyes, so at least changed the eye color. But, I mean, the good thing about them is that even though I did eventually trash them, because they were just ripped off from the Yoshis, which weren't as bad as my Elfin lead OC, but they still were too much like the characters from Vampire Knight. And also there's one like a character from Kawaiiwolves Karen. So I decided I had to completely scrap them, because you can't just change the hair color, change the eye color, and call it a new character. But you see here, even down to the font, I copied one of Yuki's poses in one of my mangas. If I did really love the eyes from Vampire Knight. Copied a picture of Zero for Kyo, though I really am proud of that gun. And Dai was based off of Kaname from Vampire Knight. So again, couldn't really use him. And at this point is whenever I started really taking images from mangas and then redrawing them as my OCs. Yeah, here you see from Kawaiiwolves Karen, cousin was blonde, but I just flopped his hair color to black. And I had Kazin. Again, redrew them. This one I mixed an image from Kawaiiwolves Karen and from Vampire Knight. Sorry, that's my dog. I ripped off a picture. Tank, stop. I ripped off a picture from Kawaiiwolves Karen again, which originally I did do a speed paint of me redrawing this, but I don't feel like I can't really redraw. Something I could, but it won't be the same image. And that's from an odd angle, and it's just honestly would make the video really long, so I'm not going to do it, but I will show you guys the redraw here and then here. Our portions are so much better. They don't look like a little kid's because I'm copying the Kawaiiwolves Karen style, and I think I did pretty good. The hands are a bit off. I tend to give men very dainty female hands, but hopefully with time I can get over that. But I did my best to just use the same Crayola Twistables, and my shading is just better. And then I redrew some fruits baskets covers. Love the cute little animals. And that was something from my head. That one I think I used a reference. That was a random RP character. And tank top. And lastly, a sketch. So I hope you enjoyed my 2009 sketchbook tour. I'm hoping to actually get some videos out more, maybe do some tutorials and some challenges, and my speed paints from now on will have commentary, and I'll just talk about my process and hopefully won't ramble too much. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing some old sketches of mine, and hopefully I'll be able to get you a new video next week. So please like, comment, subscribe, you know, the whole ordeal, only if you enjoyed this. And also links to my other accounts will be in the description, along with these videos I thought you guys would like. So alright, I decided to do an immense paint challenge, and I drew a chibi of my OC shadow. Hello Naruto OC. I decided to do chibi because I had a feeling I would hate myself by the end of this, and I was right. Okay, so as you see, my sketch is already done and I'm already coloring it. And I figured since I don't have layers, I was going to go ahead and just color like back to front, and kind of like a watercolor painting, I guess. That's what my art teacher would say. Yeah. So I really just used the standard brush tool, and the hair gave me a lot of trouble because she has really, really dark hair, and that was annoying. I made it more bluish than normal, I think, just so it would stand out.